Hello, somebody asked me how to customize their ribbons and kind of show what I was using for mine, so I figured I'd share. Come to Tools, Customize, and it basically brings up your ribbon. You can basically put whatever you want on the top of it, organize it by, what the actual tab is. So if you don't like seeing some of that stuff, like bend or whatever, let's say XML, I'm never going to use that. So you can add it, you can remove it, do things like that. Sketch tab, all these things. So you can kind of customize that area. Keyboard, what I would suggest is coming in here, sorting by your keys. I have a whole bunch of weird things set up. So first thing, come into Sketch, because that's what I use most often. Um, sort it by keys. What I like to do is kind of set it so they're all kind of located in the same area and kind of have a correlation with what the shape is. So equals, vertical is up and down, horizontal is the left and right. So when you're actually looking at your keyboard, you kind of remind of what it is. Driven dimension has two parentheses. It's right in that little area next to the plus and minus, things like that. Alt is just kind of something you have to remember. I always change my circle to just C instead of Control Shift C or something like that. Um, project cut edges, J. This is the main one, project geometry, P. Set that one up. I would highly recommend that. Tangent is Q because it looks like a Q. These are just personal for me, whatever helps you remember. I'd set those up. Also, my 3-point arc. I hate central arcs. I like 3 points better, so I changed that to A instead of the other one. Chamfers, uh, 2-point rectangle, and trim X, and then split Alt X. So that way it's the same thing, just kind of splits it. That one there, and I think there was one more. Yeah, that's the main one right there. But if we also want to come into our assembly, another one I do A assemble, C constraint. Assemble, I use that one for cylinders, things like that. Constraint, basically faces. You can go through, select whatever you want. Um, dimension, I delete all the other ones just because I don't really care about them. Mainly, if it's a hotkey that you don't use ever or you don't plan on doing it, delete it. So like Inventor Studio, only one I have is R for render. Um, you can go to Tools, figure out what your tools are, and then once you go back through, you can go to All, and then kind of see what you have set up. Sometimes things will get in the way or have multiple things, so like P. If I want my project geometry, sometimes one of these other P's will override it, so it won't actually work. Like place pin, I'm never going to use that. Um, well, probably not scale harness stuff. So delete that, and it'll probably help you out running a little smoother. Marking menu here. There's a couple of shortcuts you can do. If you don't ever use the whole command, you can remove it, reset it. You can go over to here, basically say, whole ground plane, things like that. If you click OK, that's you can restore to default here. Sub environments, part environments. Just kind of go through here and look at if you're using a command a lot and you're like, man, I hate having to come up to the river and find it. Come through here, select it from the list, and then when you right click, it'll come up and you can just select it real quick. I would highly recommend setting this stuff up from the get-go because a lot of you guys coming over from AutoCAD, you like your keyboard like me. So using your hotkeys, you don't have to leave your hand to come up to here. You can just kind of keep your hands on your board and start clicking around with one hand and the other. For those of you who use like 3D connection devices, things like that, I don't ever use one just because I'm always moving around as far as between my laptop and work. So I just don't really have them, and not everybody does. So if I'm doing a screencast, it's kind of hard to show what's going on where I'm clicking, moving around if I'm using a $100 device and nobody else is. So I like to keep it whatever you guys are using at the base level. So hope that helps.